those. Right here. Are you? Knock knock. Those are cool. Remember this, Sarah? You were little here when you came.
Sarah, remember these?
Wow.
Remember you used to have some of those? I think you got them from here.
Ah. Choose to be kind. They have jackets.
The train.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I want to buy these mufflers. Daddy?
Uh-oh. And to find something.
I want to buy this.
Oh no.
Mommy,
Hmm.
I want to buy this.
Oh, you have to ask Daddy. Not me.
$18.
Oh my word. Sorry. That is too much.
These are not fair. These are like sleeves. I don't need these.
That is too much.
The $18. I'm not gonna work.
That is too much. There's the train museum. Museum. A very small museum, but it's fun to look around. Here. Are we going to pay for the entrance? Pretty cool. To ride a train, you have to pay, huh?
Spin this one.
Oh, yeah?
Spin this one. I'll spin this one.
Okay. Doing something?
It's
Looks
barely
like-
moving.
Wow. Oh, yeah. You can generate power by twisting. Pretty cool. Oh,
Free?
look at that.
It says collector corners free.
Collector's. Oh, somebody's.
Star Wars.
Oh. No, this one I'm gonna get. This. I see I found a gold. I have a free. CC.
Well, yeah, get that.
What's this one?
It says free, right? So you can just take these.
Collector's Corner free.
So that's
What's
free.
this one here? What's this? That's all I need.
These are probably what they found on the train.
Yeah. Dijon. Collector's Corner free.
It says collector's corner free.
Collector's
So
Corner
anything on the
free.
table is free? Is that what it's talking about?
Is it free? I got a gold nail.
It says free.
That's cool. Got my free Okay, now we are going to ride a train. And here's our beauty, very happy of us. And here's all the old trains. Ah!
All right, Rifles Roll, welcome aboard.
Thank
Guys,
you.
this be about. Can we have you stay on the wood path for us, please? Yeah. Just go ahead and you're welcome to board up here, and we will be departing. Got a couple more people coming too. Okay. You're welcome.
Oh! Woohoo! Caboose, caboose. We can stand up? Wow.
That's the stop. That's the brake. That's the stop car.
Wow.
Check that out.
Wow. This is so cool.
Isn't that like beer or something?
Where? Bogaboo? Insect spray?
You get up to this.
Yeah, that's like beer, right?
Yeah.
Check it out.
Bugaboo. Sentenced to die.
Ah,
They're all 9.
that is so cool.
Give your taste a treat. Enjoy your delicious flavor.
That is neat. Where is Grandma and where is Grandpa? Where's Keisha?
Where do you want to sit, bud?
I want to sit next to
You want to sit by the driver? I think the driver's up here.
Yeah, it is. That's the back.
Right.
Beep, beep.
Dusty.
Okay. Here's the signal. At the count of 3, everybody yells, ding, ding. Okay, ready? That's the signal. 1, 2, 3.
Ding, ding.
Lance, all right.
Woohoo, ding, ding.
San Francisco spent its whole operating life in San Francisco. So we're just going to take a short jaunt down the park.
There we go.
Yeah, what I said before, the other one, office parks, San Park, come together very nicely. So all of the railroads kind of like over the years, you're welcome to go take a look over there. And some of the stuff you don't see anymore. I mean, I saw when I was a kid, some of those old not likely to see any, some of those. You're so gifted with that, aren't you?
Like bowling.
Get that one. These cars generally had narrower wheels and they had shallower flanges, which is the extra part around the wheel that hangs onto the track. Generally, they're a little bit shallower. Yeah, it's like the wheels that look safe.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Go for it.
so now I was pretty much done at that point.
Okay. Did you tell them about the history of the museum?
No.
You know that top point?
So the museum we bought this land about in the early 1960s, and it was just a sheep ranch. The Sacramento Northern Line ran right across under the bridge and past us, but all these rails, all the infrastructure you see, the buildings, we had to put in over the years, and it's been put in over several years. It wasn't all done back in the 60s. In fact, the visitor center was just done. What year was the visitor center?
2001.
2001. So finally, you know, just 22, 23 years ago, we finally put in the visitor center. But Bay Area Electric Railway Association has taken several decades to collect cards, build the infrastructure here at the museum, all the tracks, the loop, all the car barns, all the tracks that go to the car barns, all had to be built by the museum. So here's what you have now. Count. 15?
Yeah, 15.
So we have different memberships that are available. So if you're interested in becoming a member or a volunteer or both, I happen to be both. And check out our website because you can also get a discount today if you join as a member. You can get a discount off your membership. So volunteer, we just had a volunteer orientation yesterday. And did anyone go to that yesterday? I don't know. Had about 20 people that were interested in working in different parts of the museum. This is operations, the ones that actually run the train. So you have to learn about the rules of the railroad. You have to learn eventually to become a conductor, and then you can become an operator after that. And you have to be qualified on each individual car. So if you're interested in doing that, there's some links on our website to do that. And then membership, totally separate. You can do them together or do them separate. But there's different donation levels as well. And depending on what level that you have, you can visit the museum as often as you want, but also there's a certain number of family members that can visit as well at no cost to you, depending on your membership level. So please check all that out. So we'll declare 2 bells whenever you're ready, y'all. Ding ding.
Ding ding.
Behind you here, we're laying down the bus stop. So stop here.
So cool. So we're going a tour far. That is so neat. It's raining. You can work here, Cece. Volunteer. My face. Wow. Now we can't see because it's so rainy and windy. Next train, our next train. This is our next train. Pretty cool! Pretty cool! Bahagin sa labas!
Andrew, he has to have the wires up.
Alright.
We gotta wait for tickets.
Check it out, bud.
Tickets! Ooh, tickets! Tickets!
I don't know which pocket I put it in. Let me find it. Let people go around us. You saw it in the here it is. Who's next?
Thank you. Oh.
Whoa! Look at this! The foamy!
Come in, come in, come in.
This is better than the other one. I know.
Where are you gonna sit, Daddy? I'm gonna sit with you.
The here.
like the 1900s.
Where are you sitting, Andrew? I don't want to sit too far from you.
Daddy, was that teddy bear?
Huh? Oh, there? Okay.
Can I see your nails? You got a golden nail?
Where's the teddy one at, Mom and Dad?
I'll give you a board and then they open up.
This one faces.
I am. Wait.
I'll give it right back.
You what?
I mean, that one, yeah, that was the only one.
Oh, that's
Go back and look. Go back over there.
There's the
Yes.
This is your first time you've been on
There's
right?
another Levi's, Keisha.
I've been here 2 or 3 times.
Your conductor on this trip. I know a lot of you from the streetcar run we just did. Same safety rules as earlier. Please remain seated. Keep all hands, arms, feet, legs, kids, pets, little brothers, sisters, anything you want to keep with you inside the train at all times. Please no eating, drinking, or smoking on board, no, except for water. No smoking anywhere on museum property. You can smoke in your car. You cannot smoke on ours. And now, so it is time for us to go, and this car does not have a bell system like the car back there had, so I need everyone's help here to tell Cliff, our motorman, that it is safe to proceed. On the count of 3, I need everyone to yell out ding ding very loudly. That way Cliff knows he's safe to move the train, all right? On 1, 2, and 3. Ding! There we go. Oh, hang on 1 second, Cliff. One bell.
This thing's gonna fly.
Here we go.
I thought you said he was gonna be our baby.
That's the right dog. He ain't the train driver. They're changing.
Yeah, grab it.
They're changing the
Oh my God, you got it ready.
All right,
The other one was 100 years.
should have brought this with me.
We picked you up on our ham radio by accident.
Let's go. On aboard. On board.
This is called a streetcar, Andrew.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
You're showing our age.
I see it on the mailbox.
Do they still make that? Is that still?
Ooh, we're passing another train. We're passing another train.
Trying to get operators to stop at each hill.
That old car, bud. Andrew, look.
Train
Andrew.
Oh, the long one.
I think we can. I'm thinking we can have it still. All right, folks. We'll be coming to a stop up here in just a couple moments. I'm going to be stepping off the car. Just going to ask everyone to please remain on board. This is not a passenger stop, and I'll be explaining why we're stopping up here in just a moment. Thank you.
He's picking up the airman.
Andrew, I think they gotta change the track.
Diablo Vista.
Then what's the track like?
He's picking up the airmail.
What's that?
The mail.
Oh, I pick up the mail. Okay.
Okay, so why did we stop here? Well, first of all, we have a stop sign. And like all good California drivers, we always do a full and complete stop at every single stop sign, right?
Yes.
I'm not convinced.
Now, another reason we stopped here is because up until now, we've been running in what are called yard limits on the railroad. Now, think of yard limits as our parking lot. Just like when you're driving your car through a crowded grocery store parking lot, we go slow and don't hit anything. Our rule is we have to stop within half the sight distance of any sort of obstruction we see on the track, whether it be another train, a crew member, a museum patron, or a jackrabbit that wants to run out in front of the train. But now we're about to go out on our main line, and this main line has not had any signals on it since the 1950s or so. And we needed to have some sort of control out on the main line. Think of main line as sort of like the highway. And, well, we could put signals back, but that would cost a lot of money. We could use a fancy automatic train control system like BART has, but that's not historically accurate out to here. Or we could have a dispatcher on the radio telling us we're clear to proceed. And we'd have to hire a dispatcher. That also costs money. We're a museum. We needed to come up with a method of control that was cheap. So we went with the token system. And this right here in my hand is called the token. While we have this in our possession, we are the only train allowed to proceed out onto the main line. If another train, like the streetcar you were riding on, or the 7 that's out here for training, comes up to the stop sign, they don't have the token. This is as far as they can go. They can't go any further. And as long as everyone's following the rules, we won't meet another train on a single track that's going the opposite direction, and we won't have a messy situation on our hands.
Oh, man.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the token, I'm going to put it in the view of our motorman, and he now knows that he has the authority and the protection to proceed on the main line. He needs 2 more things from you, though. And what are those? 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding. There we go.
Hey, Marvin, what's the token attached to?
What's in the bag? I don't know. Oh, the CD case? What's a CD?
We know what it is.
It's kind of like an 8-track.
Hey, we're on the. I know what the city case was.
Oh yeah, because it's only one single railroad. Look at that. There's no 2.
See, now if somebody else comes there, they can't come out and get on this one path.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But what about the other side? Where is it?
There's probably one too, but they can't come this way.
That's
We
awesome.
might actually come to a dead end and then just reverse.
Yeah. They usually do that.
Now we go to the driver down there.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.
Oh, we got a
So we've
special
got a
ride.
little bit of water.
Those are the waterfall.
Mommy, where's your big name?
Tell me when you're all ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the windmill. What do you call those? Windmill?
Well, you are wrong. Now, take a look off to the right-hand side of the car. You're seeing this view, very much like someone 100 or even 150 years ago would have seen it. Ignore the house over there with the air conditioning unit. That doesn't really count. Now, if you take a look off to the front right, about our 1 o'clock direction, in the direction I'm pointing, I'll try to get out of your way so you can see it there. You're seeing the old Shiloh Church. First Shiloh Church was built on that location in 1869 by Cumberland Presbyterians from back east. They came out here in search of gold, but didn't really find much gold, but they did find a lot of good land for ranching. So they decided to stay here, become ranchers, and because they're very religious people, they wanted to be able to go to church on Sundays. Closest Presbyterian church was either going to be in Fairfield or Rio Vista, both of which were about a 3-hour horse and buggy ride away. The closest church to here was a Catholic church down in Collinsville, but the Presbyterians really didn't want to mingle with the Catholics all too much, so that was not an option. So the Shiloh family, who owned all the land out here, donated that little bit of land, and then they built the church, and life was great until a cold winter night in 1875. Someone stoked the stove a little too much, and that church burned down to the ground. Oops. So what do? Well, these are ranchers. They couldn't afford to just donate a second time because that's how they built the first church. Everyone donated a little bit of money. So the Shiloh family was able to give them a little bit more land, and the church decided to get creative. They sold burial plots, $20 a plot, sold about 100 of them, raised $2,000. That's enough to build the church you see today. Come the 1930s, though, all the roads out here get paved. Everyone's got a brand new horseless carriage. That's what they called automobiles back then. And suddenly town's a lot closer, a lot more fun than way out here in the middle of nowhere. So that church falls into disuse, disrepair, and then by the 1990s, it's in very sad shape. So the museum got together with local organizations. We started a fundraiser that became our pumpkin patch. More about that later. And we were able to help restore the church to the condition you see it in today. It's not an active church anymore, but it can be rented out for events like weddings, funerals, and whatnot.
that's beautiful.
We've even taken people in our trains down to the church for weddings, and they have their reception at the museum grounds afterwards. So
That's cool.
That's something, if you're interested in that, talk to the visitor center. So that's your 19th century. You're riding on 20th century technology. This car you're riding on was built in 1926. The track you're riding on was built in 1913 as a part of the Sacramento Northern Railway. And Sacramento Northern used to run electric train service all the way from Oakland and later San Francisco, all the way up to Sacramento and further on to Chico. It could make the trip from downtown San Francisco to downtown Sacramento in just 2 hours, 47 minutes, including a ferry ride across Suisun Bay. Very incredible feat for 1939 when they started running over the lower deck of the Bay Bridge. Still an incredible feat today considering it takes you an hour just to get out of San Francisco on a Friday afternoon, stuck in that rush hour traffic. Ask me how I know. And so that's your 20th century. And over here, this is the 21st century. You're seeing a lot of these wind turbines out here. And today they're really running at pretty much full speed right there. These wind turbines, about a few hundred of them out here, can generate enough electricity to power a city the size of Fresno, about 500,000 people. That's 500 megawatts of electricity that they're generating on a day like today. And the farmers who own the land, the ranchers, pardon me, who own the land out here, get a little bit of rent for each turbine on the property and a little bit of the profits if that wind farm is profitable. And the power is sold to PG&E, and like many of you, we get our power from PG&E. So we like to think that at least partially we're a wind-powered operation here at the Western Railway Museum. And so there you have it. You got 3 centuries of history in this little spot in the middle of nowhere. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
Yes. What is your question?
What happened when the train got built?
What happened when the train got built? Well, the train started running after the train got built, and they ran up until, the passenger train ran up until 1941. That's when Sacramento Northern stopped running their electric passenger trains. This line ended up running up until the 50s, until as the main line, until the ferry that crossed the bay got condemned. Then when that ferry got condemned, this became a branch line, and in the 1990s, Union Pacific owned it. And then Union Pacific came to the museum and said, we don't have use for this anymore. Would you like the tracks, would you like the land for free? Yes, we would. Do you want the track? Okay, that's $225,000. So that was scrap value for the track. We raised the money, and we got 22 miles of track from the Union Pacific, and that's the 5.5 miles of that is what we're running on today.
Awesome.
All right, I got a question for you. What does Cliff need to move the train? 1, 2, 3. All right.
A jump.
You're welcome. We don't have to slow down or sound the horn at a private railroad crossing. Public crossings because there are no hands set them down. So our local Rotary clubs operate the pumpkin patch at this site here on our right-hand side. And then they take out a lot of hay. They build a hay fort around that kids' play structure. And then there are other events like hay rides, pony rides, face painting. My personal favorite is called pumpkin chucking, where you can launch a pumpkin out of a catapult. diesel to come tow us back. And then we get
What time is it, Mommy?
I don't know. Is that working?
Here, give it to me. 12.
Our electrical poles here. So if you ever see some strange markings, that's usually a Thule elk. But as I said, I haven't seen any this year, so I don't know. Maybe they moved on somewhere else. Maybe they're not a big rail fan. Okay, 2 bells.
Done. We're dropping the chalk in for the key to. Yep.
One more notch. Alright, 2 bells. Alright, folks, our next stop will be a guided tour of Car House 3. I'll be taking anyone who wants to go into the car barn because you can see some equipment that you don't normally get to see. Because Car Barn 3 is not open to the public except on a guided tour.
Wow, it smells.
it's massive. Look at it touching it. Big.
Wow. Wow.
I don't think we can inside.
We didn't go there before. It's
Welcome to
only
our
this
Car
one.
Barn 3 tour. My name is John. I'll be your tour guide. If for any reason you'd like to leave in the middle of the tour, at the end of each aisle is a door. You just walk out the door, go to your right,
Stay on the train?
and then you can go down on the asphalt path through Car Barn 1, or you can take the gravel lot back up to the visitor center.
Okay.
So I'll be giving you the guided tour. If you have any questions, just interrupt me anytime. And if I don't have an answer, I'll either make it up or refer you to somebody else.
So can I ask a question? Is one of these trains used in movies?
Yes.
There is some in here that's used in the
Right.
movies?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Specifically the movie Harold and Maude.
Oh, okay.
You have? Okay. There was
Awesome.
just on TCM a while ago. I watched it just to see what the rail car was like.
Okay,
All right,
nice.
we'll just go down each aisle.
All right.
At the end of the tour, if you're still interested, I will take you up into the Pullman car and the observation car.
No, these are all electric.
So yeah, these two are good examples of electric locomotives. This one came off the Sacramento Northern. So this one is actually in freight service on this line that you just took your ride on. This one was for the, let's see, the San Francisco-Oakland Terminal Railway. And it was a switch engine also. So these are called steeple cabs because they kind of look like a church steeple. And with electric locomotives, there's no diesel generator in here. So you can have a lot better visibility because there's not a diesel engine sitting anywhere on the car body. So what do you call it? It's a switch engine. So, yeah, well, this actually can pull a freight train too. We have 2 of these that actually operate. Interurban route merged with the Oakland, Antioch, and Eastern. And the reason we're stopping here is because these wheel sets each have traction motors in them. So each one of these wheel sets has a traction motor. It's an electric motor.
Oh.
And to this day, this is how locomotives are propelled.
Oh.
So either you get your energy from an overhead wire, in our case, or a diesel engine.
Oh.
So a modern diesel electric locomotive, it's basically a portable generator. The diesel is generating the electricity. The actual propulsion of the locomotive are these motors in the wheel sets.
Oh, cool.
Now they are all phased out, so you got more load on one, or I mean, torque wise or
Well, they have different horsepowers.
horsepowers. Okay.
And they have AC traction motors now. Back in the day, these are DC because a DC motors are very simple.
Sleeping quiet.
Example of a wood box, all wood box car. You can tell all
There's
wood
somebody
cars
sleeping.
because they use these steel rods as turnbuckles to tension the car so it would stay level. And
What do they call them? Stowaways?
so this became popular in Hollywood movies. I don't know if actually people would do this or not, but it became legendary, right, because of Hollywood movies. And during the Great Depression, hobos, as they were called, would travel from city to city using the trains, and a lot of times they just ride up on top, not on the bottom here. It's a bit dangerous.
Kisha, look at how big that wheels.
Oh, this is
So this is our
big as me.
one of our steam locomotives.
Yeah.
We have another one that parks back in the car barn, but our emphasis is not steam locomotives anymore. It's all electric
Same size as me.
engines and cars. So this steam locomotive is a
My phone is gonna
middle-sized steam
Dyson.
locomotive that we used on branch line.
But you're like a furry friend.
I can see it.
In every movie, you have to make sure you see that 94.
Yeah.
You can see that in a movie if they use this one for see. That
There's a lot of ways to kill them.
94.
One of the
I
ways
always
is you ride on
94,
this thing
Daddy.
here when the train's going forward and you fall off. The other way is these little. You notice that there's these little pockets here on these locomotives. And here's a piece of wood.
Look at this.
So if you were to, they don't do this anymore, obviously. But if you had a car on an adjacent track and you wanted to push it, usually the low person in the seniority.
Wow. Pretty neat.
They're so cool. I just love them. And when they're stored, it's like, wow.
Yeah. That'd be cool if you have a house like this, Rama.
I know.
Like buy a one or two of this caboose and then you made it into a house.
I would like cabooses.
Wow.
Cabooses.
Yeah. Wow. If you have a big land to put one of this. Okay, go follow them.
So the next 3 or 4 cars up this side of the road in the open area will last until 1941.
Andrew?
And we have, I think there's 4 of these cars that are in different levels of repair. I don't know if we'll ever get them operating again, but this is a good model of it, shows you how it worked.
So you have the negative and positive. The negative with ground and positive with top.
Yeah, so even today,
Oh, this is a newer one. Trista, Keisha. This is a newer one. This is the newer ones.